Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Ethereum, and we're going to be looking at its most recent move and how it's doing with respect to Bitcoin. So if you guys like the content, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also please check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So Ethereum, as we saw a few months ago, when if you remember back a few months ago, a lot of altcoins were starting to go crazy, right? Bitcoin was slightly bullish, and a lot of altcoins were going crazy. Ethereum wasn't really moving quite yet, and this is when I made a video, right, called "The Accumulation Phase of a Lifetime," right, for Ethereum. And this was when, this was back when the price of Ethereum was around $235 or so, 230 to 235. We said, you know what? This is the accumulation phase of a lifetime, and that we're most likely going up. And the reason being, right, was Bitcoin was above the 20-week moving average. It was mostly moving sideways, right? And other altcoins were just flying through the roof, right? So it seemed like the market was bullish and that a lot of people were probably going to take some of those profits from these altcoins back into Ethereum. Now, when we talk about Ethereum, we also made a video called, it takes giants to move mountains, right? And as we've said before, you asked me what my favorite mountain range is. I really like these Ethereum mountains against Bitcoin. I really like these mountains, and I'm ready for the next range of these mountains to form. Now, one of the things you have to consider, though, is because it takes giants to move mountains, we need more confidence in Bitcoin before, I would say we need more confidence in Bitcoin to move Ethereum in the same way that other altcoins may move. Okay, so in the same way that we saw this a few months ago, we saw a lot of micro cap coins going crazy, and people are wondering, well, what's Ethereum doing? Remember, Ethereum is it's not just one of these things. It's just like a quick, like it pumps up and then it just goes straight back down, never to be heard of again. No, it's building to something much greater, in my opinion, right? And it's taking a longer time to really build out, right? It's a slow trend up against Bitcoin. It's not just like it goes up and then it comes straight back down the next day, and then we forget about it, right? No, I think Ethereum is here to stay for the market cycle. And again, it takes giants to move mountains. Back over here, earlier this year, I made another video, right, called Ethereum, Dreaming of Spring, right? And this was that move we had been waiting for. And now what's happening is, at least my interpretation of the markets, right, this is not financial advice, but, a lot of coins have pumped like crazy against Bitcoin over the last couple days. But again, I think that the reason is primarily because, Bitcoin has managed to hold the 20-week moving average yet again, right? So, here, if we look at this chart, let me just remove some of these squiggles that I drew on the live stream earlier today. We've had many successful tests now of the 20-week moving average, right? You can see here's several wicks down to the 20-week. We've had some more wicks recently and some candles going close to the 20-week. So a lot of people are starting to speculate on some altcoins, right? Thinking that this is it. And it could be, right? I mean, this could be Bitcoin's beginning to the bull market, right? The confirmation of the 20-week moving average, which historically, if you go back to the last market cycle, this was ultimately what we needed, right? I know it's on a daily time frame, which is why I'm plotting the 140-day moving average as opposed to which is also equivalent to the 20-week, right? But we know that the 20-week moving average needs to hold as support in order to confirm the bull market. And during the last cycle, we saw the 20-week hold as support for Bitcoin for about 128 days. At the present day, we've been holding it as support, for a little while now. So if we take a measured move and we go over, it's been approximately 24 days or so. So not nearly as long yet as the last cycle. Remember, the last cycle with Bitcoin did see a move back to the local top, and the 20-week continued to move up like this. It came back down, back up sideways, and then it broke through, right? So that's what happened with Bitcoin last cycle. If you just want to quickly see it, right? Here it is. So I mean, here's here it came to the 20-week. This is this is the local top or so. It came up 20% drop to the 20-week, back to the local top, back to the 20-week, rode the 20-week for a while, back to the local top, sideways into the 20-week moving average, and then it popped. Okay, so Ethereum, so Bitcoin has moved back to 10.7. Some altcoins have started pumping, 20% or so. I think Ethereum, it's a lot harder to move Ethereum, right? You need more confidence. You need Bitcoin, right, to be a little bit more certain of what it's doing. Because Bitcoin is only 4 to 5% above its 20-week moving average, right? So if we take a measured move of Bitcoin down to the 20-week moving average, we're approximately 5% above it. 5% is nothing. Bitcoin can easily drop 5% in a day, and if it does, right, if Bitcoin were to drop back down to this level, then a lot of altcoins would lose some of those gains that they've seen. Ethereum, in that situation, I don't think it would bleed quite as hard as a lot of the altcoins that have moved, mainly because it has not reacted as quickly. I think the reason for this is just because there still is a lot of skepticism, right, whether this pump is real, whether Bitcoin is going to sustain this or continue to test the 20-week moving average. And one of the things we said in a few videos a few weeks ago is that every subsequent test of the 20-week moving average will continue to make altcoins get hammered against Bitcoin, right? So yes, there might be these local moves where a coin pumps and then people think this is the bottom, and it could be, right? But there's a lot of coins that, this is the third or fourth time where you might have thought it was the bottom, but it turned out not to be the bottom. So again, it could be the bottom, and this is why we say we don't know where the bottom is, but you have to recognize that if Bitcoin does retest the 20-week, then again, a lot of coins will quickly wipe away their most recent gains. Now, on the other hand, in terms of being a little bit more bullish, like what happens if we're a little bit more bullish, if Bitcoin continues to move sideways, right? And especially if it were to move back up into this range up here and then maybe move sideways or something, then I imagine Ethereum would likely break back out, to $400 or so. Like I imagine this move would come, if Bitcoin were to come back up here, I think the Ethereum would resume its bullishness. But I think for now, we saw how quickly, when Bitcoin came back up here, we saw how quickly it just tanked right back to the 20-week moving average. So again, I just think that confidence, we need longer, right? Ethereum needs more confidence. It takes giants to move mountains, and therefore it's not, in my opinion, right, it's just not going to react as quickly as some of the smaller market cap coins, right? The smaller market cap coins are easier to move. They don't take as much volume. And people are going to speculate. Speculators will speculate. I think Ethereum still has a really bright future ahead of it. If you take a look at the regression band, a lot of people, when we were up here, were messaging me saying, "Oh man, I wish I had bought within the regression band." This is a time, right, when Ethereum is in the regression band. A lot of times when people see the price outside of the regression band, right? So when you see it at these levels, even here, we poked out of it, here again, everyone wishes they bought more over here, bought more over here, bought more over here. But at the time, it just, they weren't as interested, right? I mean, that doesn't apply to a lot of you. A lot of you were accumulating, but I just know there are some people, right, the dumb money that comes in to buy those sells at these levels. They wish they had bought over here, but when push comes to shove and it's back in this region, they don't want to really put their money where their mouth is, right? It's more just all talk up here. You see it come back down and it's, oh no, I'll wait. So just consider, right, again, that, the lower bound on the regression band right now is 183. I mean, we have come below it before. It's not like it's a magic number. The upper bound is 370, and then the quote-unquote fair value of Ethereum, according to this logarithmic regression band fit to non-bubble data, is 260. So again, I think that Ethereum has a bright future ahead. Looking out over the next few years, if you're new to the channel, we've talked a lot about lengthening cycles for Bitcoin. Therefore, Ethereum will also roughly be on that same schedule. So, I mean, again, the regression band would extend out. And I mean, obviously, I think there's going to be these other, these other moves of Ethereum against USD, right? That might take it close to close to 5 figures. But again, I mean, there's going to be a lot of volatility along the way. So if you look at the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio, it's still pretty much just business as usual, right? As we showed before, this here, going into 2020, this was our key, turnaround point, momentum shift, right? As we said before, our theoretical double bottoms for those who like traditional TA. This was a 2-year downtrend, flattened out, move into the uptrend, and I still anticipate us staying within this uptrend probably for the duration of the year, right? Through the duration of the year. You can see that if we were to go to the bottom of the trend at present day, it would take us down to 0.0285. At the present day, if we go to the top of it, it's 0.045. So still a bit of a wiggle room right here. We've seen this before. We've seen these moves, right? It comes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I mean, it's just business as usual. Not that I think it's that important, but it does look like that Ethereum did bounce off of the 100-day moving average. So you can see there's a bounce right there off the 100-day moving average. We'll see if it holds. In the past, it hasn't really been that significant, right? You can see the price doesn't really seem to respect it that much. But I just wanted to draw your attention to that. Now, again, one of the things we've talked about is if Bitcoin does get bullish, right, then Ethereum can quickly change its momentum as well. If it doesn't get bullish, right, so in the situation that Bitcoin doesn't get bullish and it continues testing the 20-week time and time again for the next several months, it might lead us to a nice December buy of Ethereum. And the reason we talk about a December buy is mainly, and we talked about this last year too, is mainly just looking at the fact that buying in December and then selling in the first quarter of the year has been pretty good, right? So this was a 1,700% move in December 2015 and selling in early 2016. Then in December 2016, selling in the first quarter, would have been a 611% move. This was later on in the second quarter. Then in 2017, selling a 350% move against Bitcoin. And then here in 2018, we saw a 70% move against Bitcoin. And then in 2019, we anticipated a move. And in December, we said, okay, this is what we're going to anticipate based on the prior data. And we saw a 50 to 60% move against Bitcoin in the first quarter of the year. So December seems to be a good time to purchase Ethereum. Not that it's financial advice, just based on historical data. It looks like, DCAing some Ethereum in December against Bitcoin tends to have worked out pretty well. So again, we're going to continue to follow that. We still have a few months before we get there, but that is certainly something that is on my radar. So let me know what you guys think. I hope this has been informative. I just wanted to give my brief thoughts on the market. Ethereum is at 350 right now. Other altcoins have been moving a lot, but I think that it's just, people are want to see more confirmation from Bitcoin before jumping in. And I mean, it could happen tomorrow, right? If Bitcoin stays bullish, it could happen a week from now. But in general, expect it to take longer to move these coins that have much higher market caps, right? This is why, coins with lower market caps tend to have theoretical higher ROIs, but you're paying for it with units of risk, because if the market tanks, then the volatility to the downside on those coins is much higher, right? So this is just something to keep in mind. As a reminder, you can check out the premium list. The prices are going up in 3 days on September 28th. So if you want to get grandfathered into the lower prices, make sure you sign up in the next 3 days. The prices will be going up quite substantially. So if you're looking for a community to be involved with that looks more at data, science, and analytical insights rather than traditional TA, make sure you check out the premium list at intothecryptoverse.com. You get access to a premium Telegram alerts channel, a premium Telegram chat room, a Google Sheets risk dashboard, which is what I use to trade. It's been very useful in terms of trading these last Ethereum pumps, right? Taking profits at key levels. And then also you get access to weekly premium reports where I do like a special topic, and then a weekly premium video. So make sure you check it out. Again, the prices are going up in 3 days. So I just want people that, have been following me for a long time, and you think this is something you might want to join, I would just say, make sure you join it in the next 3 days, because once the prices go up, those will be the new prices, right? So make sure you get your grandfathered in. That'll wrap it up for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys like the content, please at least subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. And make sure you check out the Telegram channel as well, which you can find a link to in the description below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.